Hello Internet and welcome to my humble weekend project. We are working on a BMW Isetta 1957 300cc and we have come quite far in the tearing down process. We are about to clean the chassis now. The frame is already carried out from this cave and got a little bit of cleaning. And now we're going to a little bit more difficult part here. We're going to get the chassis onto this little trolley here, maybe modify it a little bit. And then we will try and flip this on its sides or maybe the roof and try to give it a bit of cleaning underneath. So we are at the entrance of the cave and we have gotten the Isetta and the frame out, as you can see. It's ready to get a good cleanup now, at least as good as it can be with this pressure washer here. And the frame is, the dirt is sticking quite well, as you can see here, sitting quite good, but I'm trying to just get the rough pieces off because this stuff right here, it will be bad for the sandblaster and the sand will stick in it and it will take a lot of time for them and then it will cost me more money. And the same with the rubber here. So I will just take the angle grinder and try to get as much as I can off here, and then this should be decent enough and the sandblaster will do the rest. The same goes for the chassis here. I'm going to first off get all the dust and everything out. Hopefully it will smell a little bit better and it will be a little bit more comfortable working on it, and it won't be so many bugs, hopefully, that can fall in my face and stuff like that. So right now I'm just gonna clean it inside and outside and then gonna try and flip it upside down and take it underneath as well. Okay, so I've been cleaning a little bit on the car now and been doing some on the frame, removing the rubber and stuff like that, as I told you before, with the angle grinder right here. So you can see the frame is cleaning up quite okay. I'm not going very thorough, I'm just trying to get the rough part of it so it will be easy for the sandblaster. Maybe I will get, or maybe I will do it a little bit better and maybe get something like this so it will be even easier for the guys who are blasting it later. But the frame is relatively easy. This is mainly the problem right now. It's all this sound isolation right here. It's so thick that the pressure washer won't get it off. And to start off with, this was quite difficult to remove because it was just crumbled into many pieces. But with this one, it's quite easy to just get it off. You can see I get it off in very big flakes like this, and I think I'm actually just going to, it's sitting quite bad, so I'm just gonna clean everything here off, everything here, and it's basically I will get something like this in the end. And this is not very easy to remove. Probably have to use the angle grinder on this one as well. And this was kind of the reason why I didn't actually want to remove the original soundproofing, because it's just such a pain in the ass to get it off, and you don't really have to remove it unless it's rusty. But well, it's turned out to be that way anyway, so probably going to use a few hours on getting that all cleaned. But other than that, it seems like the car is cleaning up quite nicely. I tried the angle grinder a little bit here, and the paint is coming fairly easily off. It's this very heavy, thick layer of orange brush paint here, and beneath that one there's the red original color and primer. So when I do this, it's going to be much faster for the sandblaster to just rip everything off easily, and hopefully it will save me some hours at the blaster and save me some bucks, and that's the whole point. Get it properly done, but get it cheap. That's what we want. So I've gotten all the tarmac sound deadening, original sound deadening, or whatever you want to call it, out of the car, and it's still the black remains which is left, and that's the part which is the most difficult to remove. It's very sticky and it's very hard. I don't think the sandblaster will get it off very easily. Maybe I'll try and ask them, but this is how it looks like. It's you can see I've cleaned the side here and the same on this side too, so it's going surprisingly fast actually, but it's a lot of hard work, a lot of fast grinding back and forth, so it's kind of tiring. Damn, this is all the mats. I'm just gonna throw them away. No point in having them. Probably going to use Dynamat or something like that. And yeah, it's a frame here too, so I already showed you that. But yeah, I'm kind of stressing a little bit because it's October now, in the end of October actually, and it's closing into November, and we are north in Norway, so it's going to be very cold and snowy here very fast, very soon. So hopefully I will get the car stripped to bare metal and sandblasted before it will get too messy to work outside. So kind of stressing a little bit just to get things done. So sorry about the filming, probably gonna give you a little bit poor quality on the editing and stuff like that, but yeah. So now I'm just going to continue cleaning with this with pressure washer. I think I'm going to maybe flip the car on the side, because underneath is probably the area where it is mostly, you know, I can try and show you. But yeah, it's kind of the same which was on the frame. A lot of, you can see all this, this is like soft but hard glue and stuff like this, and that's may be difficult for the sandblaster. So you know, you want a hard surface, a hard and brittle surface for the sandblaster to work easy. So that's what I'm going for, trying to get every dirt and grease, stuff like that, away. So yeah, I think maybe next clip probably going to see this car on the side, or in the process of getting it on the side. But yeah, it's like I said, we're rushing a little bit, and you know, it's 4 o'clock now, soon 3 o'clock, and my friend over here, Ørjan, you've probably seen in some other episodes, working on this car here, is going to help me to try and get the Isetta stripped from most of the surface paint, or at least orange paint. We're hoping to do that today, so it's quite a lot on the plan today. A lot of stuff to be done, so it will be interesting to see how far we will come today. So is this the first time you see a BMW Isetta on its front, or on its head, on its face maybe? I'm not sure what to call it, but it worked out very well. The car is very stiff in the front, because that's where the door and the frame is, so we figured it was a much better idea to put it straight on the frame there than putting on the side and on the panel, maybe bending and warping some stuff. So this turns out to be a very good position. You can maybe put on some lights here if that helps. You can see Ørjan is already starting to trying to get some of the glue away here. But actually, when I'm looking at it now, it's such an easy and convenient way to work on it. I will actually try to do more than I actually was planning to do with the angle grinder, trying to clean as much as possible. So maybe I'll actually delay the sandblasting process a few more days. In worst case, after New Year's Eve, because it's starting to get really busy with exams and stuff like that in December. But yeah, I'm really happy, really happy how this turns out. You can see how we put it here on the tire. So the frame obviously is much stronger than many of the panels on the side here. You can see this is very fragile. So yeah. This, I think we will get some really good progress today when it's such open space and easy to work with, and the weather is starting to be okay as well. So. Hello again, guys. I think last time I talked or filmed was 3 o'clock. Now it's about 6 o'clock, closing into it at least. And we've been working Tandem now on cleaning the underside of the car. We are not focusing on the engine bay because there's so many, there's just so many creaks and I don't know what to call it. There's so much obstacles in the way basically. But it's starting to be really good here now. All the thick black protection, or what, dirt or whatever I'm gonna call it, as you can see, which is here, is starting to come off, and I think the sandblaster is going to have a much easier time. You can also see on this side all the screws here, which is probably a panel we're going to remove because it's just rusted away. But anyway, it's really good progress right now, and we're just gonna work probably 20 minutes or something, and we're gonna flip the car the correct way and start removing the orange paint and getting it, basically just as stripped as much as possible. So we're closing on the finish on the underneath of the car, but we tried to remove this plate, which was a bad repair from hopefully the 60s. It was just screwed in, so not sure what they've done here, but I think maybe they have welded it here or glued it with something very strong. Kind of weird to do so many things on attaching a plate, but at least it's loose in the screws. You can see the hole here, and probably later we'll just chop it here with the angle grinder and get it off. But the goal for now is not to start repairing anything. It's to get it stripped and to find every damage that exists on it. And I can see that the floor is actually, it has so many small holes, so many places. I'm starting already to consider maybe replacing the entire floor, or at least partial areas of the floor, because the entire floor definitely do not has to be replaced, but at the front is quite bad, so that might save some time later. So that's why we're not we could go much more thorough here like this and get it all down to the metal everywhere, but there's kind of no point because we're just in the exploring phase, and the sandblaster will probably use like 20 seconds on this strip now that we have prepared it. So yeah, maybe this panel will be replaced. There's no point in using an hour or two just to get it 100% clean. But I think we are going to flip it now and start removing the beautiful paint job on this car. It's a shame, but it has to go. So that's I don't know if we will manage to do everything in time, but we have 3 more beers to go, so I think we will be fine. Okay guys, so like I said on the other side here, the floor pan was worse than I thought. So let's just have a look from this side. You can clearly see the lights on the other side everywhere here. Obviously the bottom holes you can see kind of is factory, but most of the holes, most of the lights you can see here is, well, it's a night sky, so that's kind of shows you why I'm considering to just cut it all off and replace it. You can see more in the top here, it's quite black and there's nothing really. I can try to remove the lights on the phone and maybe it will be a little bit clearer. Yeah, that's much clearer. So you can see here at the bottom, it's just everywhere there's small holes. So trying to fix every tiny little hole there is gonna take a huge amount of time, and it's definitely not worth it. So yeah, this section probably is going to go. Okay, so I know we look like doctors without any boundaries, if that's what it's called, but what I'm going to show you now is the little movie clip that we were removing all the paint here. Just going to show you what we used. We are using angle grinders, and we used the steel brush. which seems very efficient, and it doesn't hurt the metal in any way. It's so you know, it's quite soft, so it only removes the paint. And we also used this one, which is the one I used, and it's much more aggressive. You have to be careful because, well, you can see this side, which is the one I took, is much more glossy in the metal. This one is much more dull, if I can call it that. You know, it's not shiny. So the thing is that this is much more, you can feel it much more. It's much more rough because you have to be really careful so you don't take out the metal, because it will grind down the metal and then it will very easily just chop the paint away. But the steel brush you have to push harder, and it will get the, you know, it will make quite some deep marks, especially on the paint, but it won't hurt the metal as much. So what you want to use? Well, I would recommend the steel brush because it's much more safe, but it's more satisfying to use the other one. It kind of goes faster, but you have to be careful. And now I'm going to test a new thing here, which I would call the most expensive one, because this one will degrade much faster. But I think this will be a very good alternative to like use on this side, because I very fast go over like 90%, 80%, remove the paint with a very aggressive sandpaper, if I can call it that. Kind of what it looks like. It's 40 grit, that's what it is. And then I will go with this one, and hopefully this is soft enough that I can push really hard, and I will definitely not hurt the metal with this one. The paint will hopefully go off. So we'll see what is the best. I'm kind of be experiment for you guys. Okay, so this is how far we got today. I ran out of memory on my phone, so I'm filming with Ørjan's phone right now. But pretty happy with the results. We basically the entire side here is done, and a little bit of the roof as well. And underneath it's quite good. So I think we're gonna call it today. What do you say, Ørjan? Are we gonna call it today?
We're gonna call it today.
Yeah. So we're gonna call it today and continue next time. And until then, you stay home and you stay safe. All right.
I gotta get drunk.
Oh yeah, we gotta get drunk.